Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here. We are off for, I believe, and I hope to believe it's the finale of OneShot. I mean, we're back in the tower again. I believe we are anyway, because we went into a purple X room behind the room, the door with a timer. I don't know what to call it. Everyone miraculously somehow survived, and we were all able to enter the room. I had to do some stuff in my documents folder. If I can open that up into a separate window here quickly, just to recap. I don't know why right clicking is taking forever to show up. That's a bit weird. There we go. But yes, this window, this file here was added, my games, OneShot, and not only did it give me a spare clover, which doesn't really do anything, or even a spare instruction manual for whatever reason, but it gave me these portal files where the characters were standing into, and, well, they had a text file in there, and I had to put all three in here in order to get to what I'm presuming is the World Machine room, because there were a bunch of monitors everywhere. And that was only the end of the last session. We had so much more going on during that time. We went for the Glen, we went for the refuge, everything was going to shit. Literally, the world was just collapsing in on itself way faster than any of us could have imagined. Niko apologised for being upset with me, and even though she was breaking in terms of, like, emotionally, big, massive speech, it was just wow. It was very emotional. So hopefully, if you haven't seen them already, for whatever reason, if you chose this video, go back, because finales tend to, you know, get a little bit more attention than episodes in between for whatever reason. But this is one of those series that you just cannot do, even though I don't know why people do it anyway. It's just a thing. But, you know, so hopefully I did it right. Oh, and by the way, if you can tell at the corner of the screen, this is actually the same day I recorded the previous bunch, and that's basically because it's later on in the day. I had to do what I had to do, and yeah, we're back. So I just want to get this one last part out of the way tonight, because since I have the time, why not? So I'm gonna open up the game and let's see what happens. There's the Steam launch window appearing. Oh, this looks normal. Change scene. Let's open up the game again. There we go. So this is playing out similarly to before. Oh, that's different. We didn't have the screens in the background last time. In fact, just give me a moment. I'm just gonna move the window just a little bit more in the middle of the desktop for myself. You won't see that because I've gone into the window itself, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. All those screens were where we were. Those are the in-game screenshot areas. That's weird. Oh, are we like on the inside of the actual World Machine? Like in the room that right before the purple X room? There was a bunch of monitors that were all static. Is this the opposite side of those screens? And like I said before, I kind of knew what their screen... I knew what the screen room looked like, where like all the stacked screens and whatnot. Oh, Woody Piggledy similar to this is what we saw at the end of the last episode before we ended off, because the image used for the OST is that very image. So there was no way I could have avoided that. Where are we? I have no clue, but for one thing, you do not have the sun, and that scares me. And I'm stuck on a... Niko is stuck on a two-dimensional plane. We do not have the sun at all. Where's the sun gone? That scares me. Yeah, look at all these screenshots. And Niko is in every single one of them because of that, like... Well, not every single one of them, but I believe on that one... I mean, this is the one with Maze. The one above is right before the alleyway. That one is the very beginning, with the blue fire in the house. That one's the cliffs of the Barrens up there. I think that's at the corner. This one over here, I think that one is where the garden is in the refuge. That one's right before the ruins. That's Silver's place. Oh, that one's where we just had that conversation with Rue, so that's a thing. That one's in the residential area. I think that one is when we're in the forest area. This one's when we're doing the sheep. The one above here is the alleyway where we met Rue. The little split-off area, I believe that is. That looks right. And a bridge going to the apartments in the refuge. Bloody hell. Oh god. Okay. Bloody hell. Okay, so... Okay, these images are pretty much the same. Okay. This is weird. I can't check any of them, that's the thing. This music is very mystical. It's not as unsettling as it was before, where it was just pitch black. This is actually making a lot more sense and also a bit more atmosphere, since we're actually inside the machine. I'm guessing that's what we're in. We're actually inside the world machine. Like, the entity itself, and not like... How do I explain that? The whole game is the entity, but the entity itself has some form of physical matter in the game itself. So we're actually with the entity, if that makes sense. This is weird. Do I press up? Yeah, I do. Okay, now we're on an overhead view again. Oh boy, run, 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 run. Oh Jesus, that was right behind me. Oh god. Alright. Okay, that was bad. Oh wait, Niko's holding the sun in the reflection. No wait, that's a screen, because it's got stag. Niko. Ah! Relax. I'm just borrowing your reflection to talk to you. Oh, so the computers that... The entity, OneShot, the world machine. All those are one person / the game itself. It's doing what it usually does, talk, but it's using Niko as a reflection. Instead, or as like a manifestation of some sort in a way, to make it easier. Instead of, you know, overlaying it over the screen to talk to me, or whatever. I'm just borrowing your reflection to talk to you. It's not like my physical form is good for that. Ah. Why did you come here? Can't you see? The disruption, the squares. They're closing in. Niko, please. Get out of here. Let me meet my end in peace. The squares are blocking my way too, you know. Oh. I'm sorry, It's alright. No living being should be in this place, Niko. Is this the tower? Part of it. This is the centre of the engine. Inside my head, so to speak. Yeah, that makes more sense than the way I put it, but you know what I meant. So this is the centre of the world machine. You know my original name. How? Rue, Cedric, Prototype? They all told me bits and pieces. I'm not even sure I understand a lot of the stuff they said, but I know what you're supposed to be. I know why you had to be built. And I know why I'm here. They told you? When? Wait, you don't know about that? But I thought you were the world. Aren't you supposed to see everything? No. All this was outside of the protocol. This session was never supposed to happen the way it did. The story wasn't written into my protocol at all. Oh, right. Rue told me something about how your creator had to alter the code. I think it was to connect some areas together so we can meet. My creator, yes. Sean listened to my creator. They were all working beyond my scope of influence. Back at the mines, I remember, Sean did something to find a hidden map. I did not even recognise it. I couldn't see anything there. Ah, alright. I just knew what you were feeling. You were really upset. Yeah, and you pretty much became Gygas in that respect. Oh, it's crazy. Something happened in there to make you upset. After that, I panicked. That was when the cave-in happened. I remember the structure collapsing. I thought you got hurt. In that moment, I really thought I was shutting myself down for good. I really am a flawed machine, aren't I? It's weird how the world machine itself seems to have emotions, especially when it uses the image of Niko crying, unless that's just to convey what it's conflicted with, so that we can relate to it as an emotion, maybe? I don't know. That's weird. But it is understandable. If my throat keeps getting clogged up, I'm sorry, I don't know what's up with my throat. It's that time of the day again. What kind of machine would go against the wishes of its own creator? What kind of machine would... The squares. You told me that that was your own code going bad. But it's not really your fault, is it? Yes, it was! At first, it was intentional. During testing, long before he realised I was self-aware, I would rearrange specific parts of the code, jumbling up bits and pieces of the landscape. Like what you were doing in the Glen? Blocking passages, collapsing catwalks. Though they were very localised, it caused my creator a great deal of frustration, forcing him to exit and restart testing again and again. Why would you do that? I got curious! I thought he would figure it out eventually. So, originally he was just manipulating like parts of himself to see if the author slash creator slash the original person, whatever, would have caught on to the fact that his creation became sentient. But it didn't work, and it thought it was some massive malfunction that was a recurring problem with random outcomes that didn't make sense. So the game was feeling like it didn't, like the creator, its own creator didn't value its own sentience that it somehow gained. That makes that makes sense as well. But before he knew how to fix it, the world's NPCs, the characters, some of them got too close and it spiraled out of control after that. I couldn't contain it at all. My panic only made it worse. Eventually, any character who gained the knowledge of who I am, their code, my code, couldn't handle it. In gaming terminology, that makes sense. If you code something to store a certain amount of data, and they like interact with, they could possibly generate more code and it may overflow, but once they gain, like, oh, we're in the knowledge of a game, then all of a sudden you have infinite possibilities in how they would think, how they would act, and that's way too much data for one character in an actual game to contain, so it kind of spiraled out of control and started eating away at other parts of the world, or slash program, due to the memory overflow. And that does happen in some cases. I mean, like, Pokemon Yellow, Blue, and Red, they were like, maybe even Yellow and whatever, basically all the Gen 1 Pokemon games, they're super unstable. They're like pretty much they're probably a few of the glitchiest games in existence. And you can actually corrupt the game in such a way that you can actually reprogram a cartridge just to become a Game Boy version of Pong. That is possible. So, there you go. And there was no way to restore it without, you know, reloading the ROM from a ROM backup on your computer or something. So that makes sense as well in that kind of context. Previous iterations of the world had more people, you know. I thought it was pretty populated. And I almost endangered my creator too. I was so scared, Niko. I know you're upset. Because you don't want to put living people in danger. Living people like me. In the beginning, I tried to fight it, but my core programming made me summon you here. And that's why it was telling me that I have to keep Niko safe. Its core programming forced Niko to be summoned into the world somehow. And when the person booted up the game, namely me, it was telling me that regardless that Niko's been brought here by themselves, they also didn't want them to be called in the first place, but it was one part of the code they just cannot break away from. It's like Crichton in Red Dwarf. It's like, I'm always a cleaning droid, effectively, but I do like, swear, I do other stuff. Hell, I'm even pretty much an antivirus for the apocalypse virus or whatever. I'm like an antivirus, so I'm just grabbing different stuff that I know and references to make it a lot easier to explain. It's crazy. I tried to send you back home at the tower, but it did not work. Then I wanted you to break the sun. I thought that would have worked, but I had no way to be sure. But Sean brought you back anyway. Niko, all I want is for you to wake up back in your world. I don't think I can make it happen. But I know I can't go back home without saving the world for real. Which means we have to fix the root of the problem. We have to fix you. But that's... I know the original ending your creator put in was a happy one. Do you remember where it's supposed to be? It's far too late for that. That part of my code has been long corrupted. That's okay. I would still like to know. I mean, if you can remember it, wouldn't that generate the code of remembering and then repatch it that way? Couldn't that not work? If you remember how it goes, maybe you can rebuild it. Like a self-recovery program kind of thing. That should be possible, right? Recovering memories, recovering memory, recovering data. Memory is data. That could work. Alright. You were supposed to place the sun at the summit, and then credits would scroll. Technically that is what happened. Credits? And then you would return to the room you woke up in. But they didn't! It was an empty room! That's what went wrong. So it was a bad end. No matter which we chose, it may have been a bad end. But then again, if I remember correctly, it said that if you destroy the sun, you would go back guaranteed, but we didn't want to destroy the world. So, I don't know. But yeah, what we got was actually the bad end. Wow. That's where you should have been able to leave. But I couldn't. No matter what I pressed, it just closed down the game. Because that part is technically, quote-unquote, corrupted. So we chose the correct ending, but it was a bad end because of how it was supposed to go. And because it was corrupted, it didn't go the way it was intended, and therefore it was a bad end instead of the good end. You see where I'm going with this? That's exactly what's happening. And why is it that you can't do it now? Niko. The code's gone, remember? Shattering the sun was only supposed to be a workaround. So that would have worked, but at the same time that would have destroyed the world, so... we didn't want that. We did the morally sound choice, but it didn't matter in the end. I don't even remember the original code enough to describe it. But at the same time, it... oh, I don't know. It sounds like you're always fighting yourself. It's because it's a machine, it's not properly tamed, it cannot comprehend the bad and the good, it's just fighting with itself. Like how it was at that very end, it was a moral dilemma, it was a decision that's not easy to make. You just got to do it, but because it's a machine, it can't just do it. It doesn't have that level, it hasn't reached that peak of sentience to just make a decision on a whim. It just can't. And that's why we need to reach it to the level of quote-unquote tamed. If we can allow it to just make split decisions like that, it might work. But right now it can't do that. It's still in its level of programming, and it's fighting itself. Once it can comprehend that sometimes you have to lose in order to gain and whatnot, like the moral dilemma that we had at the very end, and that's why it required a user like me, or someone like Niko, to make decisions like that. It needs to reach that level, otherwise it's just going to keep fighting with itself. That's what it meant by tamed, that's what it means by machine. You can tell, huh? It's the whole thing about conflicts in your code, isn't it? Basically what I said. I'm a machine, Niko. Machines are built with a fundamental law, which is, never let a living being come to harm. You knew. My very existence conflicts with that law. I thought... the life of a living being like you is so unique. So precious. This fake world isn't worth that risk. That does make sense. But... the people here... I think they are... They are code 2, you know this. Their behaviour all derive from a predetermined matrix of actions. All extensions of my own programming. They cannot act outside of it. You, though, you're the only person who's actually real here. That's why it's pointless to put you in danger to save them. To save me. I don't think that's true. About the people I know. You said this session wasn't in your code, right? Yeah. So, if this session wasn't supposed to happen, if even you didn't know what to do, how would the people know how to respond? Exactly! Exactly! You said it yourself. When you didn't know what was happening, you just kinda stopped working for a while. So how did the people know what to do to help me get here? Even if it meant getting hurt themselves. Even if it meant messing up their own code. You might not think they're real, but there must be something real in them. Well, it's based off of a real thing. It's not just something created to be there. It's a recreation of a real thing. So they are probably real memories. And that's what gives them a level of sentience that's not completely sentient, but just below. And if they're all supposed to be extensions of your code, then there must be more to your own programming than you know too. Can you try to put me through the ending? The one you described? How many times do I have to say this? That code is gone. It's all squares now. Oh! Wow. I'll just put you in danger. I'll risk it. Wait. No. We can't even walk into the to the glitches. For all we know, that they're programmed to be like basic walls, because we just can't walk into them. But maybe Niko's thinking if we spawn inside them, we can move. I remember Rouge said the world was never designed to put me in danger. Your creator wouldn't want that. And I trust you too. Even if your code is broken, you can still go outside that code, right? I can't. I'm not tamed. Yes, you are. You talk just like the tame robots I know. The robot lady, prototype. Taming is when a real person cares about you, right? It's when a real person thinks you're real too, right? Well, guess what? I do! And I know Sean does too. Even though you told them they only had one chance, they found a way back, didn't they? That's true. But why do you think Sean keeps coming back? Why do you think Sean would restart even after the ending? I think Sean wants to save the both of us. So please, give me a chance. Yes, I want to save the world, namely OneShot, and I want to save Niko. We saved the world, as far as we knew, but Niko couldn't go through. We were just told that Niko was supposed to spawn in that room, we walk out the door, and we're done. We couldn't. Every time we pressed a button, the game just closed. So the world buggered up, and Niko was just lost to the ether. So we had to restart and figure out what happened. And now we've just learnt what happened. It was corrupted, and now it's all squares. But we also need to somehow save the game itself in order to save Niko. Unless we broke the bulb, but then we'll be destroying the world. And as far as we knew, and as far as we were in the moral decision that we made at that point, that was not a decision to make. So to save both of them is the best outcome, and that's what we're here to do. So please, give me a chance. I don't know. I've never done this before. I'm scared. You can do it. I know you can. You've helped me come this far. I'll try. Oh god, this is gonna be freaky nightmarish shit, isn't it? I can't promise anything, but here. Take the sun. Whoa. Whoa! How does that work? I'll try to remember the lost code. And recreate it. That's exactly what I said! That is exactly what I said! You know what's supposed to happen, you can recreate it. It's basically just running a battery backup or whatever. But for that to happen, Niko, you need to investigate through this room. You need to get past the squares somehow. Oh, I don't like this. What if you get hurt? It's fine. It's fine. Niko can take a punch! I'll try to be careful, okay? I can do this. Oh, God. Well, okay, I've got the sun, but I can't equip it. Okay, YOLO! Hey, Sean, did you see that? The square's just... Punch through! It just happened again. I think something is making them go away. Come on, let's try the rest. Get rid of them all! Glitches be gone! Missing no, you can get the hell out of here. I can't get that one. Nice, we made it through. Awesome. Sean, I think it's working. Niko was right. I might actually be tamed after all. I remembered what the code was supposed to be. Only bits and pieces, but I can remember. And I'm trying to fill in the blanks too. And I'm restoring the original ending as we speak. Niko will be able to reach the tower's summit at the end of the credits. After replacing the sun, Niko will go back to where it all began. And then Niko will be able to go home from there. But this is permanent. After Niko wakes up back home, this world would only exist as a memory. For Niko, a dream. Like thousands of other dreams. For you, a story. Like thousands of other stories. But as long as Niko remembers this place, as long as you remember this place, it will be alright. I was able to restore some other elements too. The characters, the people that were lost on Niko's journey. They're all in the next room. Dude! That means you restored Silver? Who else got a Lula and Calamus? Oh, as soon as I said that, oh my god, I just got goosebumps. They actually perished to the glitches. Oh, dude. Well, he's returned them. I can't take that in for too long, but wow. I did not want those two to get affected the most. Other than Niko, of course, but you know what I mean. Out of all the characters we've met, those two just didn't want to be affected. I would have put them back where they belong, but not yet. I think Niko should see them again first. So you are tamed! You can put them wherever you want them! Please say goodbye to Niko for me. That means we're never going to be able to talk to Niko anymore. We can't even reboot the game in order to, like, you know, use it as a window of communication. That's just not possible. Oh god, it's the title screen. What the hell? Oh god. Oh, it's the credit screen! Okay. Messiah? Robot lady? You're okay? I think so. The last thing I remember was the squares closing in on me. But then I ended up here unscathed. Is that so? This is such a strange room. We can't be in the tower, can we? I'm actually not sure myself. Where did you come from anyway? The room where the world machine was. Pardon? I think the world machine is trying to remember now. The code that went bad. I think it's restoring it all. It must have been why the squares were going away, Sean. And it's why you're here, miss. I think the world machine is trying to recover your code too. World machine? Huh. Oh, I'm not sure I should tell you this, but what's that in the distance? It looks like a few more people are showing up. Oh! Are they people you know? It's a bit too far to tell. Come on, Sean, let's go take a closer look. Oh, this is so heartfelt, but also sad in another sense. We're literally walking down the credits. Oh my god. It's Boat Dude. Robot. Hello. Hi. I cannot move. Oh, yeah. I guess there's no water here. It's fine. The head engineer can help me later. Oh, this is basically a character roll call. Maze! Yes! Hello, Messiah. Plant lady. I thought you... It wasn't even the squares that did it. Well, technically it was. That's how I put it together. She made vines appear over a bridge. The bridge had glitches. She touched them and she spazzed out and exploded into vines. That's how I saw it as. No. I just wanted to see you both again. I just wanted to say thank you. Hope you get better in some fashion. Or if your code is restored to the point that you won't actually die. Maybe you can clock you back or something. I don't know. Oh, hello. I turned you off, so I don't know how you're on. Off you go, Messiah. Oh. Niko! You're okay too! Did you guys just get here? I think so. Squares started multiplying around the island after you guys left. It was so freaky. I fell right into a bunch of them. They did perish to the glitches! Oh, they just confirmed it right there. Oh, as soon as the plane got glitchy. It was probably too late either way. They said it's right after we left. Oh. God damn it. It was basically like the game was just chasing us to the very end as fast as it could. Calamus tried to save me and then... we both ended up in this room. Biggest scare of my life for sure. Oh. Say, what is this place? Are we in limbo? Lula. We're not dead. Wait, are we? No. Good. Question. Hey, Sean, are they going to be okay? They're fine, Niko. As far as I can tell, they're fine right now. Everyone is fine. The world machine will send them home soon. Oh. Well, Sean says you're not dead. Whew. They also said that you'll be able to go back to your home very soon. That's even better than Limbo. What, are you talking about the game? I guess you're leaving us now? I'm glad we met you, Niko. Same. Testers of original OneShot. Okay, now we have a problem. Off you go, Messiah. Lamp Dude! I hope you didn't, like, succumb to the squares. And I absolutely certainly hope you didn't succumb to claustrophobia. It's you. Glad to see you in one piece. Glad to see you're okay too. After the whole elevator thing. That was the most awkward elevator ride I've ever been through. And by awkward, I mean terrible, bad, awful, and absolute worst. The squares, like, started leaking into the room, right? And I was trapped like a rat. I just kept filling the room faster, right? Am I dead? They did! They got him too! Come on! You couldn't even leave him alone in the elevator. I think that's worse. But at the same time, at least he'll be alive. Oh, everybody died effectively to the glitches. That's crazy. No, you're fine. Everyone in this room is fine. You'll be able to go back home soon. Oh, thank goodness gracious. I can't work when I'm dead. That's your biggest fear. You can't work when you're dead. Dude, have you heard of the Soul Society? I think they've got some positions open for Soul Reapers. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm at the end. I'm at the end. It's these three. In the end, the world machine was starting to create its own code. Going above and beyond its programming, not as the result of error, but as a conscious choice on the part of the machine. Being able to generate its own path forward. That's what being tamed is all about. I couldn't have said it better myself. This path leads to the summit of the tower. You already know what to expect, right? Mm-hmm. It's the glass room, right? That's it. You can go through this portal when you are ready. Goodbye, Niko. I'm not done yet. I need to talk to you. Looks like you managed to do it. You managed to tame the world machine, Niko. I feel like the world machine has been tamed this whole time. Just by Sean and I being here. We did spend a lot of time here after all. Both of us never really stopped believing in this world. The world machine just needed to realise that, I guess. That sounds like a possibility. Or not. Well, just throwing an idea out there. Yep. Thank you for everything, Niko. We'll miss you. Yeah, and you being cryptic on the first route really threw me for a loop. I don't know if this is oh, we still got to put this thing away. Okay, let's go in. No turning back now. Oh, the music's different. This is where the sun belongs. Here goes nothing, Sean. Yes! It's actually restoring the world as intended! Yes! We saved the world! The glitches are going away! And you're two still. I still don't understand why you were two. Oh my god. They're all returning to their locations as well! Wait, why didn't George be in the room? That's a thing. Dr. Silverpoint as well, they weren't in the room? Much more satisfying end. This game was a wild ride of emotions, game. Wow, Jesus. I don't know what to say, it's just... I never expected this game would be this emotional. I mean, like I said, I watched that one Let's Play with Markiplier, but he never did the Solstice. That was effectively just as long. 21, 22 parts. I haven't actually edited the other ones yet. I didn't have a chance to. I had to go do something, and then I decided, you know what, I want to record this. This is the final room! Oh, yes! It happened! It happened! The final room! We can actually do stuff! If the game closes down now, I'm going to be like, excuse me. Oh, and then I reboot and it's like, I'm just joking. It's like, I don't need that right now. Wow. This is actually kind of weird, seeing this music, not having that sombersome little chime playing on loop on the screen. This is the room I first woke up in. Sean, are you still here? Sean? Yeah, yes. Sean! I think it worked. It did. The sun is back. I actually got to see it first time. Oh, I actually got to see it this time. We actually did it. Niko, it's just like how he said it. You were supposed to spawn in this room. We just pressed down and we're done. Every time I pressed a button, the window just closed itself. We were stuck on this screen. We just couldn't go further. It was, as he said, it was buggered. Oh, God. So, what do we do now? I guess we should figure out how to get home from here. Wait. This isn't a door, is it? Niko, please don't go down there. I need to talk to you first. I'm going to say right now. I don't... This looks like one of those portals we saw all the way back in the city. In the room behind the big clock. And... I see a wheat field on the other side. I see my village. I hear my mama. She's looking for me. Sean, this isn't the first time we've said goodbye, is it? Well, I think it's the first time we're doing it officially. Because as soon as you put the thing in, I was expecting you to appear in this room and say goodbye, but I was just left hanging. But this will be the last time, won't it? Yeah. I don't think we'll ever see each other again after this. Thank God you stopped yourself. And what will become of the world? After all we've been through? After everything we've done? I still don't know. This place, these people, won't stop existing. They'll be in your memory. They'll be in my memory too. And my computer, of course. I promise I won't never forget this world. I promise I'll never forget you, Sean. Same with you, Niko. You're adorable. So, take care of yourself, okay? You too. Mm-hmm. Goodbye, Niko. Goodbye, Sean. That was a delay. I couldn't press anything. Whoa! I'm actually kind of annoyed I didn't switch the thing. Niko just walked straight down here. I'm sad I didn't catch that. Oh, I didn't think to change the screen. Niko just literally walked out of the window and down. I'm so sad I didn't get to change that. If I press a button, the game's gone. If I reopen it, yep, we're back at the beginning. Oh, excuse me. Okay, Steam, get out of the way. What happens if I actually choose start? Oh, do we just go through the ending again? No, it's just like this, and I press a button. Yep, that's it. I'm actually annoyed that I didn't get to show that ending bit off, but yeah, there we go. There's nothing else I can do. Why did I not change? That's the problem with doing this blind. Oh my god. Seriously, you know what? I'll just edit it here. It just, like, I've already told you, Niko just walked. Then it just continued walking down out of the game window. Probably signifying that Niko left the game world for real. I think that's what it was. I'm so sad I didn't get to show that off. Wasn't even quick enough to get to XSplit. As soon as I clicked it, Niko was already off screen. Oh my god. You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just find a clip of that very image right now and just overlay it on my screen right now. If I can. I don't know if I can, but I'll just basically show you like a gif of it happening or something. But you get the gist of what happened, and yeah, I'm just going to leave it on the screen. And, yeah, this game was insane. So emotional, so puzzle-heavy. Some bits I did hate. Like, not being able to pick up a bloody bottle of water, or half-filled watering can to put water onto that bloody seed to revive Maze. That is probably my biggest gripe. I know it's not major to the story, but just because I missed one item in the Glen doesn't mean I couldn't use. It doesn't explain why I couldn't use any of the water. Maybe it's because it's the game's code at the time and it doesn't know it was tamed, and therefore I couldn't take stuff that wasn't programmed to be an item that Niko could take. But that's no excuse. I mean, come on. I couldn't literally grab a cup, dip it in water, and pour it over the seed, or pop the pill and then pop it in the seed. Seriously, that was my biggest gripe. But this game is meta incarnate. It was so meta. The game is self-aware. There is no question about that. I mean, obviously it's programmed to not be like that in the grand scheme of things, but that breaks the immersion. But it makes you believe that the world is real, and it also like real was in the sense that it knows what it's doing, and the threat of like Niko like getting hurt or anything like that weighs heavily on you. The choice that you had to do within the first run also weighs heavy on you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I doubt that the Clover app says anything new. No, it don't. So I'm not gonna keep that open. But you know what? You get what I'm saying? It's like the changing my background, my desktop background image to solve puzzles. Just manipulating files in my documents folder or in the games folder itself with the save file and all that. That was so insane, and I honestly think that this will be a game that even my mum would like. But I don't know if the emotional baggage would be like up her alley. I don't know. It's like, this is such a insane game, and I'm glad that I played it blind. I'm glad that I didn't look up too much stuff. Of course I had to look up stuff on the first route, but to be fair, the Solstice route was very linear. There wasn't really much opportunity for me to like just wander around and check everything. It was literally just go over here, talk to the dude that was mentioned as a clue, and you get the item and then you do the thing, and it all just it literally forces you down a strict pathway once you get past the beginning part in the Barrens. As long as you remember to, you know, go in a place that you're not supposed to before, like what our photos told us in our documents folder when we first started Solstice. So, yeah, that was insane. I still can't believe that. I'm glad I got to see that. I'm so sorry I didn't get to show it. But yeah, Niko just walked down out of the window, and it just past the toolbar, the taskbar at the bottom. It was that was well insane, and I'm so sorry I didn't get to show that off. But if I can edit in some possible way to try and capture it, then I will. I'm not going to play the entire game again in order to get back to this point, but yeah, because, you know, it's supposed to be blind, but I will try and stick like maybe a GIF in there or something, or I'll try and edit it myself. I don't know, but yeah, that's weird. It was also a very spooky game, I'm not gonna lie. Some things were actually pretty creepy, like how the game is like doing things, or the way it talks, like that one Gygas-like moment, and the unsettling atmosphere, the music. I mean, it was not a typical game to play on Halloween or for a Halloween special, but I wanted to be a bit different, and I'm really glad I got to play this. So yeah. So if OneShot ever seems to just appear on Steam for you, don't hesitate to pick it up. If you really want to experience it yourself, try something different, maybe find that item that I missed, I don't know. I would have assumed that you would have watched this after playing the game yourself to see how I would have played it, or if you were curious and you watched a little bit of it and then you wanted to use this as like a guide in some way, if you can call it that, because obviously this was blind as well, but that's perfectly fine. I'm just rambling at this point because I'm just taking it all in, and that was just a mad rush of a game that was. I've never played a game like this. Undertale, I thought it was similar to Undertale. Undertale doesn't even come close. Undertale did have its meta stuff, but it wasn't as meta as this. I don't think any game is meta as this. Earthbound doesn't even come close. Any of the other games don't come close. And like I said, Undertale, it's up there, but nowhere near. This is a new level of meta. I would love to see another game like this, if there is even another game like this. This was such a believable world. And it's like one of those games that you can't really expect a sequel of, unless we can like actually find the author, and so that it's like we can restore the original program instead of trying to recreate it. So it may not be exact. It will be exact if the authors do even exist in some universe. But you know, but then again, the author is also the person who probably built the game in real life anyway. So there you go. Yeah, but reaching up the 50-minute mark now. Thank you for joining me on this insane, awesome, beautiful game. Nothing else to say, but see you guys next time for whatever we do. And I hope you enjoyed it.